I agree with you. All right, let's move on with our next conversation, shall we? A happy workforce is a boost for the economy, but an industrial dispute due to a breakdown in agreement appears to be on the horizon. As such, the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC has directed state councils where the 70,000 naira new minimum wage is not being fully implemented to begin an indefinite strike from the 1st of December. The NLC also called on the federal government to review all perceived anti-people policies, lamenting that they are forcing Nigerians into destitution. In a communique, the NLC president, Joe Ajero, the union also warned that it will not accept a situation where Rivers State workers are made victims of the ongoing political crisis in the state by withholding funds meant for payment of workers' salaries and other benefits. Now, this is a critical matter and it needs to be addressed. All right, Mayor, let's start this way. NLC has given a directive. 1st of December, the states affected go on strike, down tools. Is this the right way?
I confess, I'm not a fan of NLC.
Okay.
I believe that Jairo is just one short man with a big, huge ego. So every time,
yeah, those are really strong
yes,
words.
that's what I think. That's what I think. I don't have respect for his leadership of NLC. So let me start that one from the beginning. But having said that, I agree with the communique that any state that doesn't pay the 70,000 minimum wage agreed that workers should go on strike. I support that totally because it will be irresponsible of any state to deny workers 17,000 naira that was agreed. Even when they know that that 17,000 naira cannot really solve problem. But okay, fine. That was what was agreed. Some states have even paid more, 580. And there's no reason for any state not to pay.
No, but the consequential adjustment. Okay.
There's no reason for any state not to pay because since the advent of this government, every state has collected more than 300% of what they used to collect.
Okay.
Because the federal allocation, what they used to share along all the time, has increased tremendously. So you cannot have more money and you'll be wasting it on irrelevant and you not pay workers their wages.
Okay.
That is the basic thing that you are supposed to do. You cannot have workers and not pay them when you have the resources. If you calculate the resources, that there is no state that cannot afford to pay. You know, initially, there was a time we were paying 30,000, and a lot of states could not pay.
Exactly.
Because, yes, their internal generated revenue is very low, and they depended on only FAC, the allocation from FAC. But now, since the beginning of the Ashwaju government, they have collected so much money. So they should pay. Any state that doesn't pay, I agree, I support that the workers should go on indefinite strike. That's number one.
Okay.
Two, I also agree with them that the rubbish that is going on in rivers, workers should not be made to pay for that. It is, I think it is not right for anybody to withhold the resources of a state. There are other ways of solving problems. But you cannot deny somebody who is not his fault. He's just a worker in Rivers State that goes to work, paying his living, and then you will not deny him that living because some people are having issues among themselves. I don't think that is right. Okay. So on those two points, I agree with NLC.
What I was trying to say is the consequential adjustments, trying to watch percentage, its grade level. Don't you think because that is taking too long, would you still blame the government for that?
I shouldn't take what is taking too long.
It's not supposed to take too long.
At all. Basically, you have a scale. In every civil service, that's a scale from 1 to 17 consolidated. That's how it goes. Then you know how much you pay each person.
Yes.
And allowances. So the only difference is that the money has been increased.
Yes.
You understand? So it is easier for those who work. There is a Ministry of Budget and Planning. That those who work on the budget every time. So it should not take forever to adjust salaries. People do it in offices. You increase your staff salaries and they collect their salary. You know how much they are going to pay as tax and all that. So that should not be an excuse to deny people. I believe that they've had enough time to pay. Yes, because there are some state governments that are paying already.
True.
So it's the same thing. So why would some people now say because we are still trying to calculate? I don't agree with that.
Oh, okay. TK, I'm going to come back to you. That the states that have not been able to pay this thing, are their concerns legitimate or it just makes them bad governors? We'll get to talk about that after this break. Don't go anywhere. Still Journalist Hangout.
Let's believe in ourselves. Let's have the right attitude. We've got all it takes to get there.
I believe in Nigeria. Oh, yes, I believe.
Nigeria, believe. Powered by National Orientation Agency.
And cable, great quality, now with the new look.
All right, if you just joined us, you're still watching Journalist Hangout. I'm still here with Mayor Kpakpando and Chris Kende Wadu. All right, Siken, I asked about the governors who are showing the inability to pay the minimum wage. Does that make them bad governors or their concerns are legitimate?
Yes. First and foremost, before getting to that, let me state categorically that I'm not in support of this federal structure of determining minimum wage. My personal opinion.
Okay.
Yes, I think, but although I think they are coming to that now. I'm of the school of thought that states should be left to determine what they can pay. That is what it should be. It's a federal structure, but broken into components. You cannot compare my states of Imo to pay the same thing with Lagos State or River State or Delta State that is receiving the highest federal allocation. It is not possible. What is the IGR of Imo State, if you ask yourself? So my personal opinion, so this idea of going to Abuja, okay, although there is a 2-3 tier agreement between the state, the federal government, and as labor, as well as the private sector. But I am of the school of thought that the issue of minimum wage should be left to the states. But be that as it may be, a valid agreement, as we say in law, is a valid contract. It's a contract that is signed, sealed, and delivered. That's what I was taught as a law student. So what it means is that whatever agreement has been reached, as far as you are a party to that agreement, you must implement it. For any governor to come now and say he cannot pay, or is not ready to pay, or is not paying, then that is unacceptable. So I totally agree with NLC on this. How they'll be able to carry it out, I don't know. And not just NLC. We're talking of NLC and TUC. Because when we say NLC is not the only affiliate union body. There are two. TUC is for the senior. Because We're talking of minimum wage. The minimum wage does not mean that it is just we are sticking to the minimum. It means that there's a polarization across board for everybody. But what I don't know, as we're talking now presently, is that if all federal workers also have already started receiving their own, that we should be able to ask.
They've started.
So I'm saying all. I'm not saying I'm not saying they've not started. I'm saying all. That I don't know.
I'm not in a position to ask.
That we are not. But if that is fact, but for a state. So coming back to your question as to us, I would say it is pure wickedness. Wickedness on the part of, for goodness sake, ask yourself, how much is a bag of rice now?
100 and over 100.
Let's say 102, 3, 5,000.
A bag of rice?
Yes.
Yeah. That's really?
Mayor, you're not. Hey, yeah.
I don't buy rice. I don't go to the market. I have a wife.
Well,
I'm married.
We give our wives money to buy. So we know. So, Mayor, bag of rice is over 100,000 naira now. Go and ask. Of course, you can't buy a bag of beans except you are frying akara. So, and the same thing with other these things. So, if a bag of rice is more than 70.
Okay, I just heard that short grain is less than 100.
Okay, it's
less long grain is over 100.
Whether long is short or middle, the fact is rice is over and above 70,000 naira.
Sure. Correct.
So what we're saying in essence is, so when somebody collects 70,000 naira, you can't buy rice. If you have a family of 3, 4, of course that rice will go with stew.
True.
It will go with pomo if you cannot even afford
water.
It will go with water. It will go with, that is for food. You have not talked of paying his house rent.
Light.
You have not talked of light. You know that one we don't always like going to light. Then it's going to transport. So, Mayor, what are we talking about? So that is why I say it is part of pure wickedness. The next question you need to ask yourself is, go and check the security votes being collected by these governors.
Yes.
For security that they are not securing anything. That is what we call in advertising PR. Because PR money is not something you receipt for. There's no receipt for, and that is where if you ask each of them how much they are taking as security vote at the end of the month, you'll be shocked.
So you don't agree that the negotiation or the consequential adjustment, because it's taking too long, you don't agree?
What is taking too long? No be computer, no be enter into computer.
It's a negotiation.
There is nothing, relax.
Oh,
there is nothing. No, negotiation has finished. Forget about what is negotiation.
Which
The
negotiation?
only negotiation that we are talking about now is whether a governor has agreed to increase 70,000.
Among the levels in the workforce, in
Yes.
the state civil service,
Yes.
the workforce, like, okay, level
No,
1 to 7.
It is not, they're not going to negotiate.
Negotiation.
It's repolarized. There's nothing to negotiate. You are not negotiating.
There's nothing to negotiate.
There's nothing to
No.
negotiate at all. There's nothing now.
What you are negotiating is your minimum.
What you are negotiating is
when the
minimum
money
wage.
is agreed on. When money is agreed on, that's why I explained to you that you have level 1 to 17
Yeah.
consolidated.
Yes.
The highest is 17 consolidated. So there are parameters of moving from the difference between the wages of each level. So if you say the minimum person will collect 70, you just adjust it like that.
You just adjust it
because you have a
along with
percentage
everything.
where the level,
Yeah.
the next level is higher than the lower level.
Yeah.
So the concerns are not.
There's no concern.
Just makes
There's
them
no concern.
bad.
And what I'm ending this is any governor that's not ready to pay should resign.
Yes.
That is the fact. That's what we should be calling for. These embark governors, I've always said it that at times we used to put our priority wrong. We put so much emphasis on the federal. And subnational, we're not doing anything about it.
At all.
Nobody's asking his governor, what are you doing with all the money you are receiving from FEC? Nobody's asking those at the local government, what are you doing with the money we receive? Everybody's talking about federal. Federal is receiving about
allocation.
About 49% or thereabout, or 51%. Every other one goes to the local government and the state. What are they doing? If you go to the state, go to the village roads that the local government and the state are supposed to fix. They don't fix them.
I wouldn't want us to, try to instigate or anything.
We are not instigating.
But what I'm trying to say is, do you think the NLC, the state NLC, should be maybe a little patient with the governors?
There's no patience.
Is there room for patience?
Relax. The price of rice that is rising every day, is it patient with you? The price of, you can't get a tuber of yam, good tuber of yam now, may or may not know, for 5,000.
Why are you
not
like,
aware? No, you don't. But I'm telling you, very big. We know. Very big.
I don't have business with you.
That's what I'm saying. But we know. No, for those of
My
us.
business is to give my wife allowance for the month.
Yeah.
And this is what they ask.
But I'm sure that in the past,
And to review.
I know that in the past 4 or 5 months, Madam have been reviewing.
And to review.
Hey, if they ask
Yes.
Madam,
What I'm saying now is that Why will I? I'm too busy to now saying I'll be going to the market to go and say.
No, you don't need to go to market. If Madam comes back, Mayor, if Madam comes back, I tell her, okay, this money that I gave me.
That has happened, and we have reviewed.
Good, we are saying this.
Yes.
Rounding up on this.
Yes.
The fact is that the governors make sure they do the need.
All right, just in one minute, did this even surprise you that most of these governors are even showing willingness to pay?
No, some are doing very well.
Yeah,
are you surprised? I'm not surprised because, like I said, they have improved. They have improved allocation. There's increase in the resources available to the subnational. Now, so it is some governors have shown empathy for their workers, and they've done very well.
They even got beyond the minimum wage.
Exactly. Yes, that's very good. Yeah. So any other governor that doesn't want to do the needful should please resign. That means you can't rule that state
now.
Okay.
Just go.
All right then.
This job is
so I support that strike.
Okay.
Anybody that doesn't pay should.
All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our third story. In times past,